Chào tất cả các bạn, chào mừng các bạn đến với khóa học tiếng Anh online căn bản của Trung tâm Ngoại ngữ KON-TIKI, Long Biên, Hà Nội. Tiếp tục bài học về động từ trong tiếng Anh. Hôm nay chúng ta cùng đến với chủ đề các thì của động từ. Trong tiếng Anh có tất cả 12 thì, chúng mình sẽ cố gắng giải thích chi tiết cho các bạn cách dùng của các thì thông dụng nhất. Các thì của động từ trong tiếng Anh là một chủ đề rất khó và rắc rối. Vậy các bạn hãy cố gắng theo dõi kỹ toàn bộ video này của chúng mình nhé. Chúng ta bắt đầu với thì đầu tiên là hiện tại đơn present simple. Một cách thành lập đối với câu khẳng định, chúng ta có cấu trúc subject plus verb. Lưu ý khi chủ ngữ ở môi thứ ba số ít, động từ verb thêm s hoặc es. Hai là cách dùng chính. Chúng ta dùng thì present simple để nói một cách chung chung về những sự việc nào đó. Ta không chỉ đề cập đến hiện tại, ta dùng thì này để nói về một thói quen hay những sự việc, hành động xảy ra thường xuyên hay lặp đi lặp lại, hoặc những sự việc hiển nhiên đúng nói chung. Sự việc này có diễn ra lúc đó hay không đều không quan trọng. Đầu tiên là để diễn tả một thói quen hoặc một hành động lặp đi lặp lại. Trong câu thường có các trạng từ như always, often, usually, sometimes, seldom, rarely, every day, week or month. For examples, Mary often gets up early in the morning. Mary thường dậy sớm vào buổi sáng.
I usually go away at weekends. Tôi thường đi chơi xa vào cuối tuần.
Tiếp theo là để diễn tả một sự thật hiển nhiên, một chân lý, like the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. Mặt trời mọc ở hướng đông và lặn ở hướng tây.
Nurses look after patients in hospitals. Ở bệnh viện, các cô y tá chăm sóc bệnh nhân.
Tiếp theo để diễn tả sự việc xảy ra ở thời điểm hiện tại. Cuối cùng là một thời gian biểu hoặc một lịch trình, like the last train leaves at 4:45. Chuyến tàu cuối cùng rời đi lúc 4 giờ 45 phút.
The cafe opens at 7:30 in the morning.
Chúng ta dùng trợ động từ do để đặt câu phủ định và câu nghi vấn, like rice doesn't grow in cold climates. Lúa không mọc được ở những vùng khí hậu lạnh.
Would you like a cigarette? No thanks, I don't smoke.
I come from Canada. Where do you come from? Từ Canada đến. Bạn từ đâu đến?
What does this word mean? Từ này có nghĩa là gì vậy?
Chúng ta cùng đến với thì động từ thứ hai là hiện tại tiếp diễn, present progressive or present continuous. Đầu tiên là cách thành lập câu khẳng định với cấu trúc là subject plus am is are plus verbing. Câu phủ định subject plus am is are plus not plus verbing. Câu hỏi am is are plus subject plus verbing. Thứ hai là cách dùng thì hiện tại tiếp diễn dùng để diễn tả. Đầu tiên là một hành động đang xảy ra tại thời điểm nói. Trong câu thường có các trạng từ như là now, right now, at the moment, at present, vân vân. For example, what are you doing at the moment? Bạn đang làm gì đấy?
I'm writing a letter. Mình đang viết thư.
Be quiet, my mother is sleeping. Yên lặng nào, mẹ mình đang ngủ.
Please don't make so much noise. I'm working. Xin đừng làm ồn quá như vậy. Tôi đang làm việc.
Tiếp theo, chúng ta có thể dùng thì hiện tại tiếp diễn khi nói về những việc xảy ra trong một khoảng thời gian gần với lúc nói. Ví dụ như today, hôm nay, this week, tuần này, hay là these days, dạo này. For example, you're working hard today. Hôm nay anh làm việc nhiều đó.
Yes, I have a lot to do. Vâng, tôi có nhiều việc phải làm.
Is Susan working this week?
No, she's on holiday.
Tuần này Susan có làm việc không?
Không, cô ấy đang nghỉ.
What is your daughter doing these days? Gần đây con gái anh đang làm gì vậy?
She is studying English at the Foreign Language Center.
Tiếp theo, hiện tại tiếp diễn diễn tả một hành động đã được lên kế hoạch từ trước. For example, what are you doing tonight? Tối nay cậu định làm gì?
I am going to the cinema with my father. Tôi định đi cùng bố đến rạp chiếu phim.
I'm not working tomorrow, so we can go out somewhere. Ngày mai tôi sẽ không làm việc, vì vậy chúng ta có thể đi đâu đó nhé. Chúng ta dùng thì để tiếp diễn khi nói về những thay đổi đang diễn ra trong thời gian nói. For example, the population of the world is increasing very fast. Dân số thế giới đang gia tăng rất nhanh. Is your English getting better? Tiếng Anh của bạn đang khá hơn chứ? Cuối cùng, 3 là những động từ không dùng với thì tại tiếp diễn. Đầu tiên là những động từ chỉ các hoạt động tự nhiên của các giác quan như là hear, see, smell, taste, v.v. Những động từ chỉ hoạt động trí tuệ, suy nghĩ, agree, disagree, recognize, believe, understand, v.v. Những động từ chỉ cảm xúc như là love, hate, like, dislike, want, v.v. Những động từ chỉ trạng thái hay sự sở hữu như là look, seem, appear, have, own, so on.
Chúng ta cùng đến với phần 3, quá khứ đơn, past simple. Một nhỏ cách thành lập. Câu khẳng định của thì quá khứ đơn có cấu trúc là subject plus verb ed. Hai nhỏ cách dùng chính. Thì quá khứ đơn dùng để diễn tả một hành động xảy ra và chấm dứt hoàn toàn trong quá khứ. Trong câu thường có trạng ngữ chỉ rõ thời gian quá khứ như yesterday, ago, last week, or last month, or last year, in the past, in 1990, etc. Hãy xem xét kỹ ví dụ sau. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart was an Austrian musician and composer. He lived from 1756 to 1791. He started composing at the age of 5 and wrote more than 600 pieces of music. He was only 35 years old when he died. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart là một nhạc công và nhà soạn nhạc người Áo. Ông sống từ năm 1756 đến năm 1791. Ông bắt đầu soạn nhạc từ lúc 5 tuổi và đã viết hơn 600 bản nhạc. Ông mất khi ông chỉ mới 35 tuổi. Ở đây, lived, started, wrote, was, died đều ở thì quá khứ đơn. Với các động từ có quy tắc, regular verbs, động từ ở thì quá khứ đơn tận cùng bằng với ed, nhưng có nhiều động từ thuộc loại bất quy tắc, irregular, khi ở thì past simple không có tận cùng bằng với ed. Chúng ta cùng đến với một số ví dụ. I work in a travel agency now. Before that, I worked in a shop. Tôi hiện giờ đang làm ở một văn phòng du lịch. Trước đây tôi làm việc ở một cửa hàng.
The police stopped me on my way last night. Cảnh sát đã chặn tôi trên đường về nhà tối qua.
The students came to see me yesterday. Sinh viên đã đến gặp tôi ngày hôm qua.
We invited them to our party, but they decided not to come. Chúng tôi đã mời họ tới dự bữa tiệc của chúng tôi, nhưng họ đã quyết định không đến.
Trong câu phủ định và câu nghi vấn, chúng ta dùng did or did not plus infinitive. For example, did you go out last night? Tối qua cậu có đi chơi phố không?
Yes, I went to the cinema, but I didn't enjoy the film much. Có, mình đã đi xem phim nhưng mình không thích phim đó mấy.
When did Mr. Thomas die? About 10 years ago. Ông Thomas mất khi nào? Cách đây khoảng 10 năm.
Chúng ta đến với thì động từ tiếp theo, thì động từ thứ tư, thì hiện tại hoàn thành, present perfect. Đầu tiên là cách thành lập. Câu khẳng định, subject plus have or has plus part participle. Câu phủ định, subject plus have or has plus not plus part participle. Câu hỏi, have or has plus subject plus part participle. Part participle, quá khứ phân từ, thường có tận cùng bằng ed, like finish, decided. Nhưng nhiều động từ quan trọng lại là bất quy tắc, irregular verb, like lost, done, written, and so on. Thứ hai là cách dùng chính. Khi dùng thì hiện tại hoàn thành, ta luôn có một sự liên hệ tới hiện tại. Thì hiện tại hoàn thành dùng để diễn tả. Đầu tiên, một hành động xảy ra trong quá khứ không xác định rõ thời điểm, nhưng kết quả của nó ảnh hưởng đến hiện tại. Chúng ta cùng xem xét một số ví dụ. Tom is looking for his key. He can't find it. He has lost his key. Tom đang tìm chìa khóa, anh ấy không tìm thấy nó, anh ấy đã làm mất chiếc chìa khóa của mình. He has lost his key. It means he lost it recently and he still doesn't have it. Anh ấy đã làm mất chìa khóa và đến bây giờ vẫn chưa tìm ra. He told me his name but I have forgotten it. Ông ta đã nói tên ông ta nhưng tôi quên mất rồi. Is Sally here? No, she's gone out. Sally có ở đây không? Không, cô ấy đã đi ra ngoài rồi. Thì hiện tại hoàn thành còn diễn tả một hành động, một sự việc vừa mới xảy ra. Chúng ta thường dùng thì hiện tại hoàn thành để đưa ra một thông tin mới. Oh, I've cut my finger. Tôi vừa mới bị đứt tay.
The road is closed. There's been an accident. Đường đang bị chặn. Vừa mới xảy ra một vụ tai nạn.
I've just finished my homework. Tôi vừa mới làm xong bài tập về nhà. Thì hiện tại hoàn thành còn diễn tả một hành động bắt đầu trong quá khứ và tiếp tục đến hiện tại. My friend Nam has lived in Ho Chi Minh City since 1998. Nam, bạn của tôi đã sống ở thành phố Hồ Chí Minh từ năm 1998. Thì hiện tại hoàn thành còn được sử dụng trong các cấu trúc. For example, this is the first time I've been to Paris. Đây là lần đầu tiên tôi đến Paris.
She's the most honest person I have ever met. Cô ấy là người thân thiện nhất mà tôi đã gặp.
Thứ ba, các trạng ngữ thường được dùng với thì hiện tại hoàn thành. For example, just, recently, lately, ever, never, yet, already, since, or for.
Thì động từ tiếp theo là thì hiện tại hoàn thành tiếp diễn present perfect progressive or continuous. Một nhỏ cách thành lập. Câu khẳng định có cấu trúc là subject plus have or has plus been plus verbing. Câu phủ định có cấu trúc là subject plus have or has plus not plus been plus verbing. Và câu hỏi có cấu trúc là have or has plus subject plus been plus verbing. Hai nhỏ cách dùng chính. Chúng ta đến với một ví dụ sau đây. Is it raining? Trời đang mưa đấy à?
No, but the ground is wet. Không, nhưng mặt đất còn ướt. It has been raining. Trời mới mưa xong.
Ở đây, has been raining là thì hiện tại hoàn thành tiếp diễn. Chúng ta đến với ví dụ tiếp theo. Is it raining now? It began raining 2 hours ago and it is still raining. Trời đang mưa 2 giờ rồi và bây giờ vẫn còn đang mưa.
How long has it been raining? Trời đã mưa bao lâu rồi?
It has been raining for 2 hours. Trời đã mưa 2 tiếng đồng hồ. Ta dùng thì hiện tại hoàn thành tiếp diễn khi nói về những hành động bắt đầu trong quá khứ, kéo dài liên tục đến hiện tại hoặc có thể tiếp diễn ở tương lai hay vừa mới kết thúc và kết quả của nó có liên hệ với hiện tại. Một số ví dụ khác như You're out of breath. Have you been running? Làm gì mà thở đứt hơi thế? Bạn vừa mới chạy phải không?
Paul is very tired. He's been working very hard. Paul rất mệt, anh ấy đã làm việc rất chăm.
How long have you been learning English? Bạn học tiếng Anh đã được bao lâu rồi?
How long have you been waiting for her? Bạn đợi cô ấy bao lâu rồi?
I have been waiting for her for an hour. Mình đợi cô ấy 1 tiếng đồng hồ rồi.
Tim is still watching television. He's been watching television all day. Tim đang xem TV, anh ấy đã xem TV suốt cả ngày.
Where have you been? I've been looking for you for the last half hour. Anh đã ở đâu vậy? Tôi đã tìm anh đã nửa tiếng đồng hồ rồi.
Thì động từ thứ 6 là quá khứ tiếp diễn past progressive or continuous. Một nhỏ là cách thành lập. Câu khẳng định có cấu trúc là subject plus was or were plus verbing. Câu phủ định có cấu trúc là subject plus was, were plus not plus verbing. Câu hỏi was or were plus subject plus verbing. Hai là cách dùng chính. Thì quá khứ tiếp diễn dùng để diễn tả. Đầu tiên là một hành động xảy ra và kéo dài tại một thời điểm trong quá khứ. For example, she was studying her lesson at 7 last night. 7 giờ tối qua cô ấy đang học bài.
What were you doing from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. yesterday? Từ lúc 3 giờ đến 6 giờ chiều ngày hôm qua, bạn đang làm gì?
I was practicing English at that time. Tôi đang thực hành tiếng Anh vào lúc đó. Thứ hai là một hành động đang xảy ra ở quá khứ thì có một hành động khác xen vào. For example, he was sleeping when I came. Lúc tôi đến thì anh đang ngủ.
While my mother was cooking dinner, the phone rang. Khi mẹ tôi đang nấu bữa tối thì điện thoại reo.
Thì động từ thứ 7 thì quá khứ hoàn thành past perfect. Thứ nhất là cách thành lập. Câu khẳng định subject plus had plus part participle. Câu phủ định subject plus had plus not plus part participle. Câu hỏi had plus subject plus part participle. Thứ hai là cách dùng chính. Thì quá khứ hoàn thành dùng để diễn tả. Đầu tiên là một hành động xảy ra và hoàn tất trước một thời điểm hoặc một hành động khác trong quá khứ. For example, when I got to the station, the train had already left. Khi tôi đến bến xe, tàu đã đi rồi.
When we got home last night, we found that somebody had broken into the flat. Tối qua khi chúng tôi về nhà, chúng tôi phát hiện có người đã đột nhập vào bên trong.
Karen didn't want to come to the cinema with us because she had already seen the film. Karen không muốn đi xem phim với chúng tôi vì cô ấy đã xem phim đó rồi. Tiếp theo thì quá khứ hoàn thành có mô tả một hành động đã diễn ra trong một khoảng thời gian trước một thời điểm nào đó trong quá khứ. For example, by the time I left that school, I had taught there for 10 years. Vào thời điểm tôi rời trường này, tôi đã dạy được 10 năm.
Cuối cùng thì động từ thứ 8 là thì tương lai đơn simple future. Một nhỏ cách thành lập. Câu khẳng định của thì tương lai đơn có cấu trúc là subject plus will or shall plus verb. Câu phủ định có cấu trúc là subject plus will or shall plus not plus verb. Và câu hỏi có cấu trúc là will or shall plus subject plus verb. Thứ hai, cách dùng chính. Những kiến thức trong phần này các bạn đã được học trong bài học về các trợ động từ will và shall. Sau đây chúng mình sẽ chỉ tóm lược lại. Thì tương lai đơn dùng để diễn tả. Đầu tiên là một hành động sẽ xảy ra ở trong tương lai. For example, I will call you tomorrow. Thứ hai, một quyết định đưa ra vào lúc nói. Like, it's cold, I'll shut the window. Thứ ba, một quyết tâm, lời hứa, đề nghị hoặc yêu cầu. For example, I will lend you the money. Và thứ tư, một tiên đoán dự báo ở trong tương lai. Like, people will travel to Mars one day. Và cuối cùng, ba nhỏ, một số trạng từ chỉ thời gian thường gặp, gồm có tomorrow, tonight, next week, or next month, or next year, someday, in the future, etc.
Ngay sau đây, thông qua một số ví dụ minh họa, chúng mình sẽ mô tả cách thức ứng dụng AMD giúp phân tích ngữ pháp của một câu, cụ thể hơn là các thì của động từ. While he was walking in the mountains, Henry saw a bear. Was walking, ở đây là quá khứ tiếp diễn. Saw, ở đây là quá khứ đơn. She has already seen the film. Has seen là thì hiện tại hoàn thành. The English language has only two tenses, the past tense and the present tense. For the sake of simplicity, the chart below calls the future a tense as well. The simple, perfect, progressive, and perfect progressive columns are called aspects. It is important to understand that tense and aspect modify verbs in different ways. Tense locates a situation in time. In the past, present, or future. Aspect is concerned with the structure of time from the speaker's point of view. Aspects delineates the fabric of time. Is time, from the speaker's point of view, a single block, a continuous flow, or a repetitive occurrence? Aspects answers those questions for the listener. Don't worry about it too much if you don't quite understand aspect yet. Just know that tense and aspect affect verbs differently, and you will do just fine.
The symbol present or present symbol has four main uses: repeated actions, facts or generalizations, scheduled events in the near future, and now. Firstly, repeated actions. For examples, he plays video games. Affirmative statement. Does he play video games? Question. He does not play tennis. Negative statement. Secondly, facts or generalizations. The blue line represents the idea that the fact or generalization applies to the past, present, and future. The fact or generalization is true now and will be true in the future. For examples, the world is round. It is fact. Is the world round? The world is not round. Cats are playful. Generalization. Are cats playful or cats are not playful? Thirdly, schedule events in the near future. The use of the symbol present is equivalent to the symbol future. Each of sentences below can be replaced with will plus verb. Examples: his vacation begins tonight. Does his vacation begin tonight? His vacation does not begin tonight. Lastly, now, non-continuous to express something happening now. However, the use of the simple present is limited to non-continuous and certain mixed verbs. For examples, she's here. Non-continuous verb. Is she here? She's not here. He feels sick. Mixed verb. Does he feel sick or he doesn't feel sick?
Present continuous and present simple 1. A. Compare present continuous. We use the continuous for things happening at or around the time of speaking. The action is not complete.
Present simple. We use the symbol for things in general or things that happen repeatedly.
For example, the water is boiling. Can you turn it off?
The water boils at 100 degrees Celsius.
Listen to those people. What language are they speaking?
Excuse me, do you speak English?
Let's go out. It isn't raining now.
It doesn't rain very much in the summer.
I'm busy. What are you doing?
What do you usually do at weekends?
We use the continuous for temporary situations. I'm living with some friends until I find a place of my own.
We use the symbol for permanent situations. My parents live in London. They have lived there all their lives.
You're working hard today. Yes, I have to. Yes, I have a lot to do.
John isn't lazy. He works hard most of the time.
B. I always do and I'm always doing. I always do something means I do it every time. I always go to work by car. Don't say I'm always going. I'm always doing something has a different meaning. For example, I've lost my pen again. I'm always losing things. I'm always losing things means I lose things very often, perhaps too often, or more often than normal. Present continuous and present simple 2. A. We use continuous forms for actions and happenings that have started but not finished. They are eating or it is raining, etc. Some verbs, for example, know and like, are not normally used in this way. We don't say I am knowing or they are liking. We say I know, they like. The following verbs are not normally used in the present continuous: like, love, hate, want, need, prefer, know, realize, suppose, mean, understand, believe, remember, belong, fit, contain, consist, seem. I'm hungry. I want something to eat, not I'm wanting. Do you understand what I mean? Anne doesn't seem very happy at the moment.
B. Think. When think means believe or have an opinion, we do not use the continuous. I think Mary is Canadian, but I'm not sure. Not, don't say, I'm thinking. What do you think about my plane? When think means consider, the continuous is possible. I'm thinking about what happened. I often think about it. Nikki is thinking of giving up her job.
C. He is selfish and he is being selfish. He is being equals with he's behaving or he's acting. Compare, I can't understand why he's being so selfish. He isn't usually like that. Being selfish equal behaving selfishly at the moment. He never thinks about other people. He is very selfish and not he is being. He is selfish generally, not only at the moment.
See, hear, smell, and taste. Look and feel. You can use the present simple or continuous to say how somebody looks or feels now. You look well today or you are looking well today. Do you feel now or how are you feeling now? But I usually feel tired in the morning. Don't say I'm usually feeling.
The simple past or past simple has five main uses: completed action in the past, a series of completed actions, duration in the past, habits in the past facts or generalizations. Completed action in the past. For example, I saw a movie yesterday. Affirmative statement. Did you see a movie yesterday? Question. He did not study English last night. Negative statement. A series of completed actions. I went to school, worked out at the gym, and wrote a paper. I washed the car, walked the dog, and went to the grocery store. Did you put away the leftovers, rinse the dishes, and start the dishwasher? Duration in the past. I lived in Japan for 3 years. She talked on the phone for 2 hours. He studied all day. Habits in the past. An equivalent, perhaps most common way to express habits in the past is to use the modal verb used to plus the bare infinitive. For example, I studied English when I was a child. He didn't play the piano until high school. She read manga as a child. Past facts or generalization. Used to có nghĩa là đã thường hoặc đã từng, được dùng để diễn đạt tình trạng hoặc thói quen trong quá khứ mà nay không còn nữa. Sau used to là động từ nguyên mẫu không có to. For example, my father used to smoke, but he stopped smoking 2 years ago. Trước đây cha tôi thường hút thuốc, nhưng ông đã bỏ hút thuốc cách đây 2 năm. There used to be a dance hall here, but they knocked it down. Trước kia nơi đây là một vũ trường, nhưng người ta đã phá bỏ nó. Dùng did trong câu hỏi và câu phủ định. For example, I didn't used to like her, but we are best friends now. Trước đây tôi không thích cô ta, nhưng nay chúng tôi đã là bạn thân. Did you used to play tennis? Trước đây bạn có chơi tennis không? Lưu ý, used to không có hình thức hiện tại để nói về thói quen và tình trạng ở hiện tại. Dùng thì hiện tại đơn present simple tense. For example, my brother used to play basketball, but now he plays volleyball. Trước đây anh trai tôi chơi bóng rổ, nhưng nay anh ấy chơi bóng chuyền. We used to live in a small village, but now we live in London. Trước đây chúng tôi sống trong một ngôi làng nhỏ, nhưng hiện nay chúng tôi đang sống ở London.
Used to. Something used to happen. It happened regularly in the past. but no longer happens. I used to play tennis a lot, but I don't play very often now. David used to spend a lot of money on clothes. These days he can't afford it. Do you go to the cinema much? Not now, but I used to. Used to go. We also used to for things that were true, but are not true anymore. This building is now a furniture shop. It used to be a cinema. I used to think Mark was unfriendly, but now I realize he's a very nice person. I have started drinking tea recently. I never used to like it before. Nico used to have very long hair when she was a child.
The present perfect. The entire perfect aspect, present perfect, past perfect, and future perfect, is used to emphasize the relationship in time of two events. The present perfect makes this emphasis two ways, either as an event that happened at an unspecified time before now, or as an event that began at a specific point in time in the past and continues to the present moment. In the first way, the present perfect expresses that something began and ended at an unspecified time before now, and that this past event has had an impact upon the present moment. In the second way, the present perfect expresses that something began at a specific point in time, the past, and continues to the present moment. By using the present perfect aspect, the speaker is emphasizing the order of two events in time. However, adverbs are often used to give even more emphasis on this ordering of events. Some of the adverbs that are often used with the unspecified time before now use of present perfect include already, just, ever, never, before, and never. And, of course, adverbs are required for the use of the present perfect that expresses something began at a specific point in time in the past and continues to the present moment. Since plus specific point in time or for plus total period of time must be used to construct this use of present perfect. Why would we want to emphasize the ordering of events? Why emphasize the relationship between something that happened in the past and the present moment? Why would we want to emphasize that something happened in the past and continues up to the present moment? The answers to these questions are the same. It emphasizes the impact that the past event or situation has upon the present moment. This point is key to knowing when to use the perfect aspect. Okay, let's get into the specifics of each use of the present perfect. Remember that the present perfect has two main uses, unspecified time before now and duration from past until now. First, unspecified time before now. In general, the entire perfect aspect, present perfect, past perfect, and future perfect, allows us to express the idea of one thing happening before another thing. What is difficult about the first use of the present perfect, unspecified time before now, is that the second thing is the present moment. To see the present moment as a second event can be a difficult concept to grasp. But we are in fact ordering two things in time. One, the thing that happened before now, and two, now. We are still expressing that one thing happened before another thing. It's just that the other thing is the present moment. One might ask why we don't just use the simple past to express something that began and ended before now. In fact, sometimes we do just that. Using the present perfect, however, allows the speaker to emphasize the impact that the past activity or situation has upon the present moment. There is a subtle but important difference between saying, "My son graduated from college yesterday," and "My son has graduated from college." We would use the present perfect if we want to, and most parents do want to, emphasize the impact of that past event on the present moment. An obvious but important thing to remember about unspecified time before now is that the time the event or situation happened must not be specified. To make it easier to understand, unspecified time before now can be broken down into 5 categories: experience, change over time, accomplishments, an uncompleted activity you are expecting, and multiple activities at different times. The 5 different types of unspecified time before now. 1. Experience. Using the present perfect in this manner is the equivalent of saying, "I have or don't have the experience of." For examples, "I have eaten at that restaurant before." "Have you met him?" "I have never been to France." "I have read that book twice." "Have you seen the movie Hunger Games?" "I haven't seen a movie in 6 months." 2. Change over time. Japanese has become one of the most popular courses at this university over the last 20 years. Has your English improved since you moved to California? The government hasn't shown much interest in arts education since the last election. Have you lost weight since you began taking yoga? 3. Accomplishments. Doctors have cured many diseases. We have not determined if life exists on Mars. Has she graduated from the university yet? Scientists have split the atom. 4. An uncompleted activity you are expecting. This topic illustrates the use of present perfect to suggest that we are expecting something to happen, but it has not happened yet. The word yet can be used, but using it is not required because the use of the present perfect in this context will indicate to the listeners that the speakers expect the event to happen at some point in the future. For examples, "Bill has not arrived." "Have you finished your homework?" "I have not eaten." Has the rain stopped?" 5. Multiple activities at different times.
Okay, so that's the first use of the present perfect. Now let's move to the second use. Durations from the past until now, non-continuous verbs. In order to proceed, you must know the difference between continuous, non-continuous, and mixed verbs. Go here for an explanation of continuous, non-continuous, and mixed verb. The present perfect use non-continuous stative verbs or the non-continuous use of mixed verb with a since or for phrase to express situation that began in the past that continues to the present. Activity that began in the past and continue to the present take continuous verbs. Normally, the present perfect progressive aspect, which we will discuss in a later lesson, rather than the present perfect aspect, is used with continuous verb to express an activities that began in the past and continues to the present. There are, however, some exceptions to this rule. There are certain continuous verbs, by their definitions, express habitual occurrence, which means that these verbs express a situation as much or more than they express an activity. These verbs, therefore, have flexibility. In the present perfect, they express a situation, and in the present perfect progressive, they express an activity that is repeated. The continuous verbs that can express both situation and activities include live, work, teach, smoke, wear glasses, play chess, and go to school. There are other verbs
that act in this manner as well. Example, I have wanted a car for a long time. Is non-continuous verb. I have known John for 3 years is non-continuous verb. I have not lived in Paris since 2005 is continuous verb expressing a situation. I have taught English for a long time is continuous verb expressing a situation. I have worked here since December is continuous verb expressing a situation. I've been in school for 10 years is non-continuous verb. It is important to use a sin phrase, sin clause, or for phrase if you want to express duration. A sin phrase or sin clause is followed by a specific point in time, such as yesterday, July, or last year. A for phrase is followed by a durations of time, such as one day, 1 month, or 1 year. Without a sin phrase, sin clause, or for phrase, in the present perfect will default to its first use, an activity or situation that had begun and ended at some unspecific time before now. Example, I've lived in Paris. I no longer live in Paris. The activity began and ended at some unspecific time before now. I've lived in Paris for 5 months. I've been living in Paris 5 months ago and I still live there now. That is the second use of the present perfect duration from the past until now. Compare I am doing and I have been doing. I am doing present continuous.
I have been doing present perfect continuous.
Don't disturb me now. I'm working.
I've been working hard. Now I'm going to have a break.
We need an umbrella. It's raining.
The ground is wet. It has been raining.
Hurry up. We are waiting.
We've been waiting for an hour.
Present perfect continuous and simple. Compare these examples. My hands are very dirty. I've been repairing the car.
The car is okay again now. I've repaired it.
Joe has been eating too much recently. He should eat less.
Somebody has eaten all my chocolates. The box is empty.
It's nice to see you again. What have you been doing since we last met?
Where's the book I gave you? What have you done with it?
Where have you been? Have you been playing tennis?
Have you ever played tennis?
We use the continuous to say how long for an activity that is still happening. How long have you been reading that book?
We use the simple to say how much, how many, or how many times for completed actions. How much of that book have you read?
Lisa is still writing letters. She's been writing letters all day.
Lisa has written 10 letters today.
They've been playing tennis since 2 o'clock.
They've played tennis 3 times this week.
I'm learning Spanish, but I haven't been learning it very long.
I'm learning Spanish, but I haven't learned very much yet.
The past perfect. Since we've completed the present tense of the perfect aspect, we are now ready to move on to the past tense of the perfect aspect. The main job of the perfect aspect in general, that is the present, past, and future perfect, is to order two events in time. The main job of the past perfect in specific, then, is to order two events that happened in the past. Though using the past perfect aspect in and of itself means that two events are being ordered in time, adverbs are often used to give even more emphasis on this ordering of events. Some of the adverbs that are often used in the completed action before something in the past use a past perfect include already, trust,
never, ever before, and never. And of course, adverbs are required for the use of the past perfect that expresses duration before something in the past. Non-continuous verbs, since plus specific point in since plus specific point in time or for plus total period of time must be used to construct this use of the past perfect. The past perfect has two main uses: completed action before something in the past and duration before something in the past. The first one is completed action before something in the past. By using the past perfect, we make it abundantly clear which event always the clause formed with the past perfect happened first. Using the past perfect renders the ordering of the sentences irrelevant. This is very useful when we are relating a sequence of events. For example, we saw the movie in class. One of the students that had read the book. The student read the book before seeing the movie. Cynthia moved to Spain. We applied for this job here. If both sentences are in the simple past, the reader will assume that Cynthia first moved to Spain and then applied for jobs. Cynthia had moved to Spain. She applied for jobs here. Cynthia moved to Spain before applying for jobs there. Cynthia moved to Spain. She had applied for job there. Cynthia applied for jobs in Spain before she moved there. Observe how meaning can change when the past perfect is not used. He liked Los Angeles. He had visited the city many times. First, he visited the city many times. After and because of that, he liked Los Angeles. He liked Los Angeles. He visited the city many times. Using the simple past in both sentences means the first sentence happened first and the second sentence happened second. This is called chronological order. In this sentence, he liked Los Angeles before visiting it. Maybe he got a favorable impression of the city from movies or television. The point is that the meaning completely changes if the past perfect is not used to express which event happens first. Second one is duration before something in the past, or non-continuous verbs. In order to proceed, you must know the difference between continuous, non-continuous, and mixed verbs. Like the present perfect, the past perfect uses non-continuous or stative verbs. Some non-continuous uses a mixed verb, and even continuous verbs that express a habitual occurrence plus a since phrase, since clause or for clause to express the duration of situations. In the past perfect, however, the duration of the situation does not continue to the present moment, but up to another activity in the past. For example, he had had a laptop for 10 years before it died. Non-continuous use of the mixed verb have. She had taught ESL in Japan for several years before she applied for a similar job in the United States. Continuous verb teach that expresses a situation more than an activity. The simple future. The simple future has two forms and four main uses: to express a voluntary action, to express a promise, to express a plan, and to express a prediction. The two forms of the simple future are will and be going to. Firstly, will to express a voluntary action. Examples: I will go with you to the library. Will you make dinner? I will not watch the game. I will take the kids to school. Will you help me wash the car? Secondly, will to express a promise. Examples: I will call you later. I will not stay out too late. I will take you to the airport. I will not tell anyone. I will pay you on Friday. I will not forget our appointment. Thirdly, be going to express a plan. Examples: I am going to fly to Japan next week. Are you going to the Fleetwood Mac concert? He is not going to spend his vacation in Los Angeles. She is going to lose 10 pounds by summer. And lastly, will or be going to express a prediction. Examples: I will lose 10 pounds in the next 6 weeks. I am going to lose 10 pounds in the next 6 weeks. Will you move to Japan next year? Are you going to move to Japan next year? He will not win the election. He is not going to win the election. Be going to. I am going to do something means I have already decided to do it. I intend to do it. Are you going to watch the late night film on TV tonight?
No, I'm going to have an early night.
I hear Sarah has won some money. What is she going to do with it?
She's going to buy a new car.
I'm just going to make a quick phone call. Can you wait for me? This cheese looks horrible. I'm not going to eat it. Bây giờ chúng ta chuyển sang phần làm bài tập ngữ pháp. Bài đầu tiên là bài 10.1. Exercise 10.1. Complete the sentences by using either the present simple or the present progressive of the verbs in the box. Number 1. The river Nile flows into the Mediterranean. Number 2. This book is mine. That one belongs to Pierre. Number 3. Look at Joan. She is biting her fingernails. She must be nervous. Number 4. We usually grow vegetables in our garden. Number 5. Let's go out. It isn't raining now. Number 6. Every morning the sun shines in my bedroom window and wakes me up. Number 7. Jim is very untidy. He is always leaving his things all over the place. Number 8. Anne seems very happy at the moment. Number 9. He's a photographer. He takes a lot of photos. Oh. Number 10. Oh, what's the matter with your hand? It is bleeding. Chúng ta đã đúng cả 10 câu trả lời.
Bài tập tiếp theo là bài 10.3. Exercise 10.3. Put the verbs into the suitable form, the present perfect or the present perfect progressive. One. How long have you been studying English?
I have been learning English since I was 12.
2. Are you waiting for someone?
Yes, I have been waiting for 2 hours, but my friend hasn't come yet.
3. I've lost my address book. Have you seen it anywhere?
Yes, I have just seen it on the bookshelf.
4. You look tired. Have you been working so hard?
Yes, I have been studying for 4 hours and probably won't finish until midnight.
5. Have you seen Mark recently?
No, I haven't seen him since Christmas. I wonder where he has lived or has been living since then.
6. I feel really tired.
It's because you have been doing too much.
Well, at least I have finished all that report now and I can relax. 7. Someone has left the letter outside. Look.
I expect that's Mike. He has been cleaning the windows. I don't think he has finished yet.
8. You've got mud on your shoes.
It's all right. I'll take them off. I have been working in the garden.
Yes, it's look a lot tidier. Well done. You have done a good job. I have heard that you and Harriet are building a garage. How long have you been doing that?
Oh, for about a month now. We have done about a half of it.
How long have you been reading it?
I have been reading it for 3 days, but I haven't finished it yet.
Exercise 10.4. Supply the correct verb form present tenses. Number 1. Listen, I think someone is knocking at the door. Number 2. We don't know why Sarah is upset, but she hasn't spoken to us for ages. Number 3. The Earth circles the Sun once every 365 days. Number 4. Why are you staring at me? I suppose you haven't seen a woman on a motorbike before. How many? Number 5. How many times have you seen him since he went to Edinburgh? Number 6. Travel and Laura like Scrabble. They play it most evenings. Number 7. The number of vehicles on the road is increasing. Number 8. I'm sorry I'm late. That's all right. I haven't been waiting long. Number 9. Mrs. Green always goes to work by car, but this week she is traveling by bus. Number 10. We are from France. We have been there for 20 years. Chúng ta đúng 10 câu. Bài tập cuối cùng là bài 10.6. Exercise 10.6. Use the words given to make sentences. Do not change the order of the words. Use only the past simple or the past progressive. Number 1. When Dawn arrived, we were having coffee. Number 2. He sat down on a chair while I was painting it. Number 3. The students were playing a game when the professor arrived. Number 4. Felix phoned the fire brigade when the cooker caught fire. Number 5. While he was walking in the mountains, Henry saw a bear. Number 6. When the Number 6. When the starter fired his pistol, the race began. Number 7. I was walking home when it started to rain. Number 8. When Margaret opened the door, the phone was ringing. Number 9. He was sitting in the garden when a wasp stung him on the nose. Number 10. While he was running for a bus, he collided with a lamppost.
Unit 4. I've never heard of that. Page 22, Exercise 2, Conversation. Have you ever... Part A. Listen and practice. Hey, this sounds strange. Snails with garlic. Have you ever eaten snails?
Yes, I have. I had them here just last week.
Did you like them?
Yes, I did. They were delicious. Why don't you try some?
No, I don't think so. Have you decided on an appetizer yet?
Yes. I'll have a small order of the snails, please.
And you, sir? I think I'll have the fried brains.
Fried brains? I've never heard of that. It sounds scary.
Simple past versus present perfect. Use the simple past for experiences at a definite time in the past. Use the present perfect for experiences within a time period up to the present. Have you ever eaten snails?
Yes, I have. I tried them last month.
Did you like them?
Yes, I did. They were delicious.
Have you ever been to a Vietnamese restaurant?
No, I haven't. But I ate at a Thai restaurant last night.
Did you go alone?
No, I went with some friends.
Page 23, Exercise 5, Listening. What are they talking about? Listen to 6 people ask questions about food and drink in a restaurant. Check the item that each person is talking about. 1.
Have you finished with this?
No, I'm still drinking it. Thanks.
2. Did you order this?
Yes, that's mine. It looks great and smells delicious.
3. Don't you like it?
I haven't tasted it yet. I'm waiting for the waitress to bring me a fork.
4.
Did you enjoy it?
Well, it was a little tough. I think it was cooked for too long.
5.
How is it?
Great, just the way I like it. Black and strong.
6.
Your turn or mine?
It's my treat this time. You paid last time, remember?
Page 30, Exercise 2, Conversation. What are you going to do? Part A. Listen and practice.
I'm so excited. We have 2 weeks off. What are you going to do? I'm not sure. I guess I'll just stay home. Maybe I'll hang out with my friends and watch some movies. What about you? Any plans? Yeah, I'm going to relax at the beach with my cousin. We're going to go surfing every day. And my cousin likes to fish, so maybe we'll go fishing one day. Sounds like fun. Say, why don't you come with us? Do you mean it? I'd love to. I'll bring my surfboard. That's great. The more the merrier.
Exercise 2, Part B. Listen to the rest of the conversation. Where are they going to stay? How will they get there?
By the way, where are we going to stay? Oh, we can stay at my aunt and uncle's beach house. They have plenty of room, and I'm sure they'll be happy to have guests. I'll call in tonight to let them know what time we're going to arrive. I guess we'll leave pretty early. There's a direct bus every morning at 5 a.m. That's fine with me. I think I'll be too excited to sleep.
Exercise 3, Grammar Focus. Future with be going to and will. Use be going to plus verb for plans you've decided on.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to relax at the beach.
We're going to go surfing every day.
I'm not going to do anything special.
Use will plus verb for possible plans before you've made a decision.
What are you going to do?
I'm not sure. I guess I'll just stay home.
Maybe I'll watch some movies.
I don't know. I think I'll go camping.
I probably won't go anywhere.
Summer plans. Part A. Listen to Judy, Paul, and Brenda describe their summer plans. What is each person going to do? 1. Judy.
So, what are you planning to do on your vacation, Judy?
Oh, I'm going to do something different this year. I went to Hawaii last year and just relaxed on the beach for 2 weeks. This year, I'm going whitewater rafting.
Ooh, that sounds fun. But what is that exactly?
Oh, well, they have these trips down the rapids. The water gets really rough, but I think it'll be really exciting. Oh, I'm doing some mountain climbing too.
And you call that a vacation?
2. Paul.
What are your plans for this summer, Paul?
Oh, I'd love to go and lie on a beach somewhere, but I need to save some money for school. I think I'll stay home and get a job.
That doesn't sound like much fun.
Oh, it won't be so bad. Some of my friends are going to work this summer too, so we'll have a good time on the weekends.
3. Brenda.
Have you planned anything for the summer, Brenda?
Yeah, I'm going to work the first month and save some money. Then I'm going to Mexico to visit my sister. She's working in Guadalajara. She says it's really interesting there, so I want to see what it's like. I'm really looking forward to it.
Bây giờ chúng ta chuyển sang phần hội thoại. Chọn chủ đề số 17 là In a Bank. Excuse me, I want to discuss the possibility of obtaining a loan from the bank.
You are welcome. The Vietnam Bank offers many loan services to the public. How can we help you?
I need about $300,000. What is the interest on the loan?
It will be 12% a year. You can take as long as 2 years to repay the loan. And what is the security, please?
I'd be glad to offer my house as security.
Excellent. You can get our loan as soon as I get the papers in order.
Thanks a lot. May I help you?
Yes, I'd like to open an account here.
What sort of account do you want? A savings account or a checking account?
I'm not very sure. Can you tell me the difference?
Yes, a savings account is to help you to save money, and a checking account is to help financial transactions.
Financial transactions?
You know, paying bills, buying things, sending money from one place to another, and so on.
I think I better start a checking account.
It will let you write out as many checks as you want, and you can also withdraw money when you need it.
What's the procedure for opening one?
First of all, would you please fill out this form, name, address, and guarantor?
Okay, here you are.
How much money do you want to deposit today?
Here's $500.
$500 is just the minimum amount for opening a checking account.
Oh, I see.
Here's your passbook and your pass card. This passbook is for your own record. Bring the pass card with you every time you come to deposit or withdraw money. It also allows you to bank. It also allows you to bank by computer during non-banking hours.
Thank you.
We're always happy to serve the public.
The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. Chapter 1. The studio was filled with a rich odor of roses, and when the light summer wind stirred amidst the trees of the garden, there came through the open door the heavy scent of the lilac, or the more delicate perfume of the pink flowering thorn. From the corner of the divan of Persian saddle-bags on which he was lying, smoking, as was his custom, innumerable cigarettes, Lord Henry Wotton could just catch the gleam of the honey-sweet and honey-colored blossom of a laburnum, whose tremulous branches seemed hardly able to bear the burden of a beauty so flame-like as theirs. As the painter looked at the gracious and comely form he had so skillfully mirrored in his art, a smile of pleasure passed across his face and seemed about to linger there. But he suddenly started up and, closing his eyes, placed his fingers upon the lids, as though he sought to imprison within his brain some curious dream from which he feared he might awake.
Is your best work, Basil, the best thing you have ever done?
Said Lord Henry languidly.
You must certainly send it next year to the Goss Banner. The Academy is too large and too vulgar. Whenever I have gone there, there have been either so many people that I have not been able to see the picture, which was dreadful, or so many pictures that I have not been able to see the people, which was worse. The Goss Banner is really the only place.
I don't think I shall say it anyway,
he answered, tossing his head back in that odd way that used to make his friends laugh at him at Oxford.
No, I won't say it anyway.
Lord Henry elevated his eyebrows and looked at him in amazement through the thin blue wreaths of smoke that curled up in such fanciful whirls from his heavy opium-tainted cigarette.
Not stand it anywhere? My dear fellow, why? Have you any reason? What odd chaps you painters are. You do anything in the world to gain a reputation. As soon as you have one, you seem to want to throw it away. It is silly of you, for there is only one thing in the world worse than being talked about, and that is not being talked about. A portrait like this will set you far above all the young men in England and make the old man quite jealous, if all men are ever capable of any emotion.
I know you will laugh at me, he replied, but I really can't exhibit it. I have put too much of myself into it.
device designed to enlighten me. When I tell them that I'm doing fine, watch your shadows on the wall. Don't you miss the big time, boy, you're no longer on the ball. I'm just sitting here watching the wheels go round and round. I really love to watch them roll. No longer riding on the merry-go-round. I just have to let it go. People asking questions, lost in confusion.